No, I'm not allowed to laugh at the fact I've got a towel in my hair, but I'm in the middle of getting ready. So, you've just done completing the square. Now I'm going to show you how you, like the purpose of starting with the trinomial is we use complete the square to put it in a form that we can then factorise. So, our example 9 was x squared plus 4x plus 2, and when we factorised that, we got down to x plus 2 squared take 2. Now from there, what we're going to do is use difference of squares, alright? And the idea with difference of squares was you had something squared subtract something squared. Now we need to rewrite this as something squared. So x plus 2 squared subtract root 2 squared, because root 2 squared is just 2, so I haven't changed the equals or the equivalency. And then when we use difference of squares, we take the thing in the, we're going to open two brackets, take the thing in the first bracket and put that in the front of both. Then the thing in the second bracket goes in the back of both, and then we have plus in one and minus in the other. And because we've got these root 2's, that's about as simple as we can get it. So we end up with x plus 2 plus root 2 multiplied by x plus 2 take root 2. And then we're factorised. So from completing the square, we only take 2 steps to get to factorisation. Let's try it with this one. We had x squared plus 8x take 6. And when we used complete the square, we ended up with x plus 4 all squared take 22. Okay, so we rewrite that as the difference of 2 squares. So x plus 4 squared take root 22 squared, and that's because 22 doesn't have a natural square root. Okay, it's not 5 or 4 or anything whole. We end up with 2 brackets. X plus 4 goes in the front of both. Root 22 goes in the back of both. And 1 becomes addition and 1 becomes subtraction. And so I've ended up with the original trinomial factorised into 2 parts. I'll do one more with our very final example, because this one has fractions, and so fractions are a little bit messier, and it's always good to have a go with a fraction. So our very last one originally was x squared take 9x plus 3. Okay, and when we completed the square, we got x take 9 on 2 all squared subtract 93 on 4. Alright, so now we want to turn this into the difference of 2 squares. So keep the first bit the same. We want to rewrite 93 over 4 as a square root. Now 4, okay, is already a square number. So if I take the square root of 4, I'll end up with 2. And if I want to take the square root of 93, I just write it like this. Okay, so now I can have 2 brackets. Probably need a little bit more room because these are bigger numbers. X take 9 on 2, x take 9 on 2. Then we've got root 93 on 2, root 93 on 2, plus, minus. Can probably be simplified down a tiny little bit more because these both have the same denominator. So we could have x take 9 plus root 93 all over 2. And then this could be x take 9 take root 93 over 2. But to be honest, if you get to this point, that would be fantastic. I'll leave you with that. Now, on question 2, you can not just complete the square, you can now factorise all the results. And all of the final answers are actually in the Maths Quest answers. Thank you.